Hey everyone, it's Amy. How are you today? It has been one intense week. So everything's good though, so everything's good. Nothing's really terrible, so that's really good. So, of course, let's see, hey, Kanchan's here. So of course, the big news was on Wednesday I had an exam because last Friday I saw the doctor and the doctor was pretty optimistic about my, hey Kazumi, the doctor was pretty optimistic about my breast health. So, yeah, so I went to get mammogram and things. Actually, I'll go ahead and pop a quick. So I had this. It's called a echo. So what is echo? How do you say this in English? So what we call this, it's like an echo is a real thing. It's ECHO, and that's like echo, echo, echo. So it's kind of like that, I guess. But what we call it in English is we call it an ultrasound. So an ultrasound is it's actually quite, so I'm hoping, please tell me if this font, if the writing is a little bit too funky, because as I was creating these slides today, I was thinking maybe it's a little too funky to be able to read. So please let me know if it's too funky to read, if it's difficult to read, because I don't want it to be difficult for you guys to read the slides because I'm making them for you. So, yeah, so basically I had a mammogram and an ultrasound on both breasts. So it had been a couple of years since I last had a mammogram, and it was the first time for me to get a sonogram. So recently I read that ultrasounds are particularly good for people like me with big breasts. So I've always had giant boobs. So many people are like, oh, urayamashi. It's like, no, really, it's they're a pain. So sometimes literally. But anyways, that's beside the point. So I had the ultrasound for the first time, and as the lady, as the technician was examining, she was doing the ultrasound on my breast, and I could see the monitor, which I like to see inside my body. It's weird, but I like to see what's like. If it's like a human body, I think it's gross. But if it's in my body, I think it's very interesting. So I've seen my brain. Whoa. So I've seen like the blood vessels in my brain and in my head. It's weird. So I just have a weird thing. I like to see inside my own body. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. Anyways, so now it's hot in here. So, yeah, so as she was examining, I'm looking, and she would sometimes stop and kind of like take like a screenshot of what was on the screen. So and there were a couple of like dark spots, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if it's gonna be cancer or what's happening. So, yeah, so that was like, so nerve-wracking. That's a good one. So my nerves. So when you say I feel nervous, your nerves are kind of shaking. So it was nerve-wracking. So really, making you feel quite scared. So, yeah. So I did that on Wednesday. And so then today I went to get my results. So let's have some story time. The big story time is I'm okay! Yay! I'm totally okay. Apparently, okay, this is literally what today's appointment was like. So I was like, I go into the doctor's like, yoroshiku onegaishimasu, and he's like, so I'm like, okay, I'll sit down. He says, okay, so, and he's speaking in Japanese, so I'm kind of like not really understanding, but I'm like, ah! So he was like, yeah, so everything looks to be fine. And I'm like, it's okay? Yeah, it's fine. Wait, so, hey, Mayumi. So everything's okay? Yeah, no problem. Really? But my lymph node is still big and it's still the wrong color. And he's like, oh yeah, it's normal. Don't worry about it. It's normal? Yeah. Really? Are you sure? Yeah, no, it's no problem. Is it because of Numachi? No, they're not related at all. See, so it will just go away? Yeah, it'll go away. It's normal. Don't worry about it. Really? Yeah. Ido there? Yeah, okay. Well, okay, thank you. That was it. I was like, is it because of my rheumatoid arthritis? And he's like, no. I said, is it, what about this, my lymph node is still swollen. He's like, don't worry about it. But the colors are different. No, don't worry about it. It'll go away by itself. Really? Yeah, no problem. It's normal. And I'm like, it's normal? Yeah. So, okay. Hey, he's the expert. And he looked at the results. That's fine. No biopsy. So biopsy is where they have to cut in and take out a piece. So that's what I was anticipating today. So I was thinking that today I would have either have the biopsy today or have a schedule for a biopsy, but absolutely nothing. Yep. So I'm 100% healthy. Hooray! So it's still, I told him, I said, it's still like uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, it'll get better. Don't worry. And I'm like, are you serious? That's it? So, okay, great. I'm happy. So yeah, I mean, I'll keep watching just in case if things change more, but I'm thrilled to have a good diagnosis. Yeah. 100% healthy. Go home. I'm like, okay, thanks. Phew. That was... I'm really exhausted now because I didn't want to scare anyone or make anyone panic or worry about me because, there are people who have fought, battled breast cancer. Some have won, others have lost. So I just feel like I don't feel that I should say like, oh, it's breast cancer when there's no evidence yet. So I was thinking like, I don't want people to panic or I'm a little strange because I don't want people to worry about me. So it's weird because I don't want people to worry about me, but I'm happy when people worry about me because to me it makes them... Thank you so much, Mayumi. She says, I'm happy to hear good news of you. Yes, me too. So I mean, I had to explain to people what happened because I can't just say like, well, nothing happened, because I'm too open for that. So, but everybody who worried about me and was thinking about me and sending positive energy my way, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. So even though I don't like, I'm sick, like, no, I don't know, it's weird, but I'm really appreciative of everyone's support. So everybody's been amazing, and I am really relieved that it's nothing. Thank goodness. So again, I'm going to continue monitoring, making sure that everything's okay. Maybe it's just some weird, I don't know, something. But I'm sure it'll pass. And hopefully it doesn't give me any more fevers, because that was annoying because of Corona. So because of Corona, everybody is at like this high alert level, which I really understand. So yeah, it makes the situation very difficult. But yeah, so I'm very, very happy, but yeah, I'm a little bit exhausted because I can't say it was an emotional day, but the stakes were pretty high. So, I mean, it could have been anywhere from the perfect what today was. Today was the best possible scenario. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I did not think that was going to happen. I thought, well, let's take a biopsy and test it and see if nothing. And of course, the worst case scenario would be, well, you have 3 months to live. So, which, there was a non-zero chance for that to happen. So I knew it was very, 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 very slim, but still a chance. But yeah, I'm really happy. I'm happy. It's how stress makes you tired? Stress is not only bad. You can have good stress too. So I don't know if you know this, but yeah, so I'm filled with good stress because, I don't have any problems. Oh my God. Oof. So I have another positive stress, and I will do another story time. Oh, sorry. So first we're going to say take it from there. So we have an idiom, okay? So to take it from there, what does this mean? So I'll give you an example. Actually, I'm going to take a drink of water because I've been talking too much. Think about it for a second. So yesterday in one of my group lessons, I was saying that no matter of today's diagnosis, I would take it from there. So this is a little confusing because we have simple words that are put together in a string, but then the string is confusing. So take it from there. Take what from where? What are you talking about, right? So this does not mean, let's see. This does not mean to remove something. It does not mean to remove something. So what it does mean is that, so it means to start a new plan or to take the next step. So again, I was anticipating needing a biopsy from my breast. So a piece of my breast to be taken out, to be examined to see if something was cancer or not. So that's what I was anticipating. That's what I was thinking the news was going to be. But, and so from that starting point, I would be able to create my next plan. So my next plan would be, okay, let's wait for let's schedule the biopsy, wait for the results, get the results, make the next step again. So you take things from there. Whatever the starting point is, it's like a fork in the road. So you have, path A, path B, path C. You don't know which path you're going to be on, but as soon as your situation gives you the starting point, A, B, or C, you take life from there. So you're okay, I'm on path A, I'm going to take it from there. I'm on path B, I'm going to take it from there. Okay? So that's kind of what that means. And let's see here. Did I have another one for that? I did not. Okay. So, next news is I have a new vaccination date. Yeah! So, I don't know if I told you guys on this broadcast. Oh, it was really annoying, but I originally was going to get vaccinated on July 11th, so this last Sunday. It didn't happen. So, right? What day is it today? I don't even know, man. The days are... July is flying by. I'm like, wait, my birthday was like not long ago. Craziness. Anyways, so I was originally going to get vaccinated, both my husband and I, on July 11th, but there turned out to be some shortage of vaccines for the clinic that we were scheduled to go to, and I received an email saying if you didn't have the voucher and you didn't make your appointment with the voucher, we've automatically canceled your reservation. Oh, so frustrating. But that was okay. So I've been busy. I've been busy doing nothing. So I've been trying to prepare and get new students to come in. But yeah, it's been really tricky recently. But yep. So yeah, so I haven't had a chance to. This is kind of a problem that I have. Like, I have a difficult time focusing, and then when I remember things, important things, like I will forget important things. So when I remember those important things, sometimes it's too late in the day. So one time, my husband usually comes home at about 5 in the afternoon. And of course, that's kind of closing time for a lot of places. So I think it was yesterday or the day before he came home, and he came home just like 5 minutes before 5, and I was like, I forgot to call for Corona, and I'm like trying to call places and everybody was closed, and so I'm just like, I keep forgetting. So today so last night I went on the Smart News application because I think a couple of my students have told me about the Smart News application to find a place to get a corona vaccine. So I thought, okay, well, it's all in Japanese, but I'll do my best. So I found the main Yokohama reservation center. And at first I made myself a login with my, ticket number and all this stuff. And then I was going to make one for my husband. But then I thought, wait, so they said, you can also call us. So I said, wait, if I just call, maybe I can make both reservations at the same time. So I thought, okay, let's try that instead rather than try to coordinate with 2 different emails. And so today I finally remembered to call at a reasonable time. And it was so difficult. I don't like talking on the phone. So I love talking. I don't love talking on the phone. It's not fun for me. And to talk on the phone in Japanese, I'm like, kill me. I don't like it. Because like you guys, I'm not confident in my Japanese ability. So yeah, it's difficult. And plus you can't see the other person and there's no gestures. I can't gesture. That's like my main way to survive in Japanese. I'm like, me hungry. My head, ow. So I can't really do that over the phone. So I asked, I was like, is English okay? And she was very sweet. The lady was very nice, but I kind of understood what she was asking, and I'm just trying to kind of fake my way through the conversation. And then she starts asking me a couple of things, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. And she asks me something else, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. And so I was like, can I get English? And then she said something deshoka, and I'm like, yes. It was so embarrassing, but yeah. So yes, so she got a guy on the phone and he helped with the interpreting, and yeah, I got both of the appointments done. It's ready to go, and our new appointment is on. So what is today? I don't even know. What's today? 16th. So not tomorrow. Next Saturday. Yeah! I'm super excited. I'm gonna hate myself after, because I know the day after I'm like, my arm's gonna hurt like crazy, but we have both appointments made. They're made, so I have 4 appointments total, 2 for me, 2 for my husband. Done. Finally. So I know you guys know how much I've been struggling to get this dang thing. Just shoot me full of drugs. I'm so happy. So today is a really good day, but I'm just like, ugh. I have so many show notes, and I simply did not have time to do all the slides that I wanted to do today. So a lot of today's material is just going to be pushed to next week. So sorry. We should have a mostly full. I don't want to say that because I've already run through most of my slides. Yuta! Hey! Yuta's here! So, so I don't want to run through. What am I even saying? I don't even know. Let's do another slide. So breast health is good. Health is good. Vaccinations are coming. Yes! Super excited. It's a good time. Yes. Hi, Yuta. How have you been? I miss you. I miss Yuta. All right. So let's talk about. Okay, you guys know karate, right? Karate. So karate is a German word. I didn't know this. I think this is where some confusion comes in, where a lot of people think that medical words are from German. They are not. Most medical words in English are from Greek, not. So, for example, anytime you see itis, so appendicitis, psoriasis, Yeah, because it's inflammation. So it's an inflammation. So if you see something red, you have something itis. And that is going to be an inflammation. So inflammation, flame. So it's got the fire, enschel. So yeah, inflammation is enschel. Yes, so it's got the fire. It comes from Greek. So, but let's take a look at karate. Okay, so we have karate. Now it's super not fancy font. Yeah, but anyways. So karate is, we don't say karate at all. If it's medical, we call it a chart. So, when I was in the hospital, they would keep all of my information on my chart. We call it a chart. If it's academic, when you're in school, or if it's corporate at your office, it's your file. Sometimes it's also called a permanent record because it's not temporary, it's permanent, and it's your record, it's your file. So your permanent record. But yeah, you have your, for example, if you have an emergency contact in your file, or it'll say your personnel file or your student file. But we don't say karate at all. Not in the US. Not in the US ever. I've never heard it before I came to Japan. But actually when I was working at Nova, we had, it was like web karate. And I'm like, what is karate? What is that? And it looked like CARTE. So I'm like, web cart? What? I didn't even know that it was karate until much later, like months after I had started. So yeah. So we would say, I would say student files. Yes, and I have files for all my students here. All right, so let's see. Okay. So speaking of, okay, wait. No, don't look. Okay, so speaking of medical words that are confusing to the American ear, I've had 2 experiences this week where a Japanese student said like a medical word, and I had never heard it before. So my vocabulary is pretty good, but I had never heard these words before. And I think what happens is that in like spoken English, we have like an everyday word for this rather than the super medical word. So let's take a look at 2 of the ones that happened that I experienced. So cecal. So my student was talking about having, getting the cecal surgery, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So what he was talking about what we call the appendix. So it's like in your, I think it's in your large intestine, and it's this little teeny thing. Sometimes it gets big and sometimes it bursts and you have to remove it. We just call it the appendix. The appendix. It's really easy. It's an easy word, and it exists in the back of books. It's supplementary materials, right? So this is kind of some supplementary organ that we don't really use. Maybe. The science is still thinking about that. And then the other one I heard was in another group lesson, and it was fundus. So my student, she went to the eye doctor. She went to her ophthalmologist. That's a big word. So instead of ophthalmologist, you can just say eye doctor. If you don't have to say dermatologist, you can just say skin doctor. You don't have to make it very complicated because native speakers don't. I went to the eye doctor. Great. I went to visit my ophthalmologist. Okay. It doesn't matter. Both are fine. So, yeah, so she was saying that her eye doctor noticed a health issue in the rest of her body by examining the inside of her eye. So the inside of your eye is apparently called the fundus. To me, this sounds like fungus, like mushrooms, right? It's like, ew. So the image that I get is like mushrooms growing in your eyes. It's like, ugh, gross. So we say retina. So I've always thought about it as my doctor examining my retina, not my fundus. So yeah, so both of those cecal and fundus I had never ever heard before in my life. So it was very interesting because I'm sure it was confusing for my students too. Like, I'm sure they were wondering, what am I saying it wrong? No, they were saying it right. I just had no idea what they were talking about. So this happens sometimes. So you have to be, well, you don't have to do anything. Just do your best. I'll do my best. And, we figured it out. But I thought this was interesting because it happened 2 times in 1 week. So, yeah, but talking about, if somebody told me, oh, you're going to have an echo. What's an echo? You're gonna yell at my boobs? Like, what are you going to do? It's an ultrasound. So there's these, and I mean, it is an echo. Like, the technology that they use is like, I think it's not an echocardiogram, because that's your heart. I don't know what it's called, but anyways, it's neither one of us was wrong, which is the kind of point that I want to make. Nobody was wrong. It was just a misunderstanding because a less common version of the word was being used by my students. So yeah, it was very interesting. So let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, so talking about when my original vaccination appointment was canceled, we have an idiom here. So back to square one. Okay, so back to square one means to go back to the beginning. So think about a board game. Square one is the very first one, and you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so let's see here. So when my vaccination appointment was automatically canceled, it was back to square one for me. So I had no appointment, I had no nothing. On that day, I still hadn't received my voucher, but now it's all fine. But when it was canceled, it was back to square one. Oh, I thought I was finished with this. So yeah, it was very frustrating. Yes, so let's see, what else do we have here? Boop, boop. Okay, so, and then we're full of idioms this week. So to get along with someone, what does this mean, get along with? So I had some guesses that it was like to go with someone, right? So to like, okay, here we go, right? It's not like that. So to get along with someone, this means that we have a good relationship with them. Oh, I think I made a slide for that. Yeah. So to have a good relationship with someone. So to get along with, basically it's like you can continue on the same path in life together with the person. Get along with. But if you're kind of fighting with them, it's not good. So let's see. And then my last slide for the day. So I get along well with my in-laws. So do you remember in-laws? So my husband's, well, okay, it's tricky. My husband's father and my husband's father's wife. It's not his mom. So yes, but they are my in-laws, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, and I love them both very much, and I get along very well with them because they're nice people. I love them. Let's see, let me just double check and make sure I didn't skip anything. No, I did not. Oh, so okay, after all of the stress and craziness from today, I decided to treat myself to a delicious ice cream. This was super good. I recommend it. But it was difficult to kind of twist the thing. I was afraid I was going to break it, but this was super good. So I treated myself to an ice cream cone. I said, yeah, no cancer, no nothing. Good job. It was delicious. It was really nice. And then my husband, he sent me this crazy tweet that apparently this weird thing was going around in Yoyogi Park. Look at this thing. It's like this giant head, like floating. And at first he didn't know I don't, who is this supposed to be? I don't know who this is. Is it me? I'm floating. Yeah, so I don't know who this is, but do you know what this is? Any ideas? I have one more picture for here. The back view. It's a hot air balloon. There's somebody with this giant head hot air balloon. So crazy. Like, what is happening? So apparently this was in around Yoyogi Park in Tokyo today. I don't know. So funny. Let's see. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I've been busy doing a lot of stuff. So let's stop sharing there. Yeah. The giant head floating around and be like, what the hell is that? So scary. But yeah, so just, it's been, yeah, these last few days, it's been very stressful, but I'm so happy to be healthy. So yay. And tomorrow I'm going to go back to rehabili. And because they kicked me out for 2 weeks because I had a fever. So I'm like, okay, sorry for having a fever, but it makes sense because Corona is very scary. So hey, we got another person join in. Thank you. Let's see. Yes. So yeah, good stuff. So this next week, what are my plans? What are my plans next week? I don't know. I need to, I don't know. I have a couple of appointments on Monday. On Monday, I'm going back to the hospital again for, that's just a routine follow-up. So as most of you know, about 3 years ago, I was hospitalized with pneumonia. And since then, I've developed asthma. So I go in once every 2 months, I think it is, to see a doctor to get my asthma medication refilled and just check in and say, you know, hey, is everything okay? So yeah, asthma, new, great. But yeah, so good stuff. Oh my God, you guys. Okay. Are you ready to be proud of me? I was proud, but also it's like, well, I'll show you anyways because I love you guys. Okay. So, you know, so I have these things, right? So I got these two guys, and what I did is on these, you have to, you know, you have the questionnaire that you have to write everything. I wrote it in Japanese. Bum, bum, bum. Wrote it in Japanese all by myself. I know it's backwards. Too bad. You can't get my address. Yeah, so craziness. But oh my gosh, I have like everything is written down. I have all the details for everything. I'm like, here's the route, here's where I'm going, and everything is written down. Yep. Yes, I wrote it in kanji. Oh. 4 times I had to write it because for me and for my husband, and then there's two, you know, the first, so it's like me, first injection, me, second injection, husband, first injection, husband, second injection. 4 times I had to write it. And I was like, Kanagawa, Yokohama. Oh. Kanji is very difficult to... Mayumi, thank you. She says, good job, and then she's laughing at me. But yeah, it's very difficult to balance the kanji. It's so difficult because I can type my address, no problem. No problem, I can type the address. But to write it, oh man, it's tough. It takes a lot of patience, and especially I had to write in pen. So I'm like, don't make a mistake. Lots of pressure. So I made a couple of small mistakes, so hopefully they'll let it slide. They'll let it slide. So they'll just be like, it's okay. You're a foreigner. I did my best. But even if they make me write it again, it's okay. I can practice. Because I think that being able to write your address is a really good measure for your everyday language ability. So, of course, I want to learn Japanese. Well, it's difficult. It's tough. But if I don't challenge myself, like write your address 4 times on a form, I wouldn't do it if I didn't challenge myself. So I feel like I've taken a small step towards good Japanese. My balance was so bad though. The what is it? So Kanagawa. So the na in Kanagawa. So skinny. It's like ka na gawa. So skinny. Like, I'm trying that. So bad. Anyways, let's see. What else is going on? I'm trying to... I need people to give feedback. I need feedback from people. So I've been bothering all my poor students. If you haven't been bothered, don't worry, I'm coming for you. So I'm going to be asking people to write 1 or 2 sentences for me, saying why they like my lessons or why they would recommend me, so that I can spread the word, because I need more lessons. I'm not working nearly enough. I'm usually doing 1 to 2 lessons a day, and it's not enough money. So yeah, I have bills to pay. So that's another thing that it's one of those slides, yeah, that I need to do. Yeah. So yeah. This week has been, I'm so glad this week is over though. I'm so glad it's over. It was very stressful. And I can, after this, I can just go upstairs, relax. Yeah. I'll tell you about this game that I've been playing. I've been playing this game that is this underwater game. So you have to, basically your ship crashed on this ocean planet, and you have to survive. You have to live on this new planet. So you have very, very little resources. So you have to go swimming and gather resources, but not too many because there's no storage. So you have to really think about how to survive in this new place. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. And today I finally did this one thing. I needed resources from this sea monster. And so I needed resources from it. And I looked up online how to get the resources, and many people had different ideas. So I tried a couple of things and those didn't work. And so I finally tried something today and it worked. Yeah! So yeah, basically you have to let yourself be attacked by the sea monster to get the resources. It's like, why do I want to be attacked? So it's very what we call counterintuitive. So counterintuitive, like clockwise is this way, right? Clockwise, and then counterclockwise. Wait, how does it look for you guys? I don't know. Clockwise is the way a clock goes. Counterclockwise is the opposite way of the way a clock goes. So, yeah, so so intuitive. You think it's this way, but it's the opposite way. So, yeah, to get a resource, you let yourself be attacked. Really? Yeah, that's the way it is, though. Now I have this giant submarine, and it's so cool. My husband doesn't have it yet. He's jealous. Yeah, so finally I got the monster teeth. Oh, man. Yeah, so good stuff. But yeah, so it's been a lot of planning, a little bit of relaxing. Now I don't have to worry about my health again, thank goodness. So, yep, life is good. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up a little bit early today. So, cause I'm out of slides. I am not out of ideas, but slides I don't have any more. So yes. Next week we will have a ton of stuff to talk about, and hopefully I will be more refreshed. I'm sorry I've been so tired today. So yeah. Good stuff. So yes. 17th, and then I think it's like August 14th. So July 24th and August 14th. Gonna get that shot. Gonna be able to go out and have fun. I want to have fun. I'm so moo. I like staying home though. But I want to go out. And this heat is terrible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming. And yes, I really appreciate your guys' support. I really do. So before I forget, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers so I can change my URL. My URL is so like YJK blah 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 12345. I'm like, it's too difficult. I just want it to be like youtube.com/Amy's English Lab. That's what I want. But I need 100 subscribers, so spread the word. Yep. That's it for this week. Thank you so much, everyone. And again, let me know if the writing was difficult to read. So it might be a little bit. And if it is, send me questions. Let me know. I couldn't read this slide. It said something like this. I'm happy to help clarify that. Okay? All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys. I eat my hair. All right. I'll see you next time. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye.